people should depend on you, and not you on them. The noble-hearted one works for people, and does not allow them to serve him. Therefore, he doesn't embark on a project that will require him to rely upon others. In helping others, people have a limit or point up to which they are willing to strive and sacrifice for others, and this limit is seldom exceeded. Consider Hussein, the grandson of the Prophet. He was murdered, and the nation did not stir. Instead, his murderers danced in the streets, danced in the streets, chanting praises to Allah for their victory. May Allah be pleased with Hussein. An Arab poet wrote, "They came with your head, O grandson of Muhammad, rejoicing at its dripping blood with joy and mirth, praising Allah for having killed you. But they only killed their praises and their religion." Imam Ahmad was tortured by being severely beaten with a whip. He was on the verge of dying, and nobody moved a finger to help him. So invoke not with Allah another illa God. Was captured and was made to mount a mule, to be paraded on it and humiliated. Throngs of people who later attended his funeral did nothing while that happened, simply because people, with the rare exception, have a certain limit. They will not go beyond in helping others, and they possess neither hurt nor benefit for themselves, and possess no power of causing death, nor of giving life, nor of raising the dead. O Prophet Muhammad, Allah is sufficient for you and for the believers who follow you. And put your trust, O Muhammad, in the ever-living one who dies not. Verily, they can avail you nothing against Allah if he wants to punish you. Prudence. No one spends prudently except that he is saved from having to depend on others. A poet said, "Save your money, for with wealth comes respect, and you can do without asking uncle or cousin." The philosophy that promotes extravagance in spending is false, and is detrimental to one's well-being. The roots of such ideas are found in India, or originate from the ignorant among the Sufis. Indeed, Islam promotes earning money honestly and spending it in a proper way. Applying these two principles is what makes one honorable through his wealth. The following saying of the Prophet, blessings and peace be upon him, is proof of this. Blessed is good wealth, that which is earned honestly, in the hands of a righteous man. In contrast to him is one who is inundated in debt, or one who is indigent. The former is always troubled and worried that all of his possessions will be taken away from him, and the latter is continuously struggling just to find the means of staying alive. The Prophet, blessings and peace be upon him, said, "O Allah, I seek refuge in you from disbelief and from poverty." He also said, "Poverty is almost disbelief." There is no contradiction between the previous hadith and the hadith in Ibn Majah. Prudence. Seek to have little in this world and Allah will love you. Do not seek what others have, and people will love you. This hadith has a defect in terms of its authenticity, yet suppose it to be other than weak, and the meaning is that you should be content with having the bare necessities, and you should be satisfied with that amount of provision which saves you from having to beg or ask for people's help. At the same time, you should be noble and self-dependent and have sufficient means to prevent you from asking others for help. Whoever wishes to be free from dependence on others, Allah will make him so. An Arab poet said, "I never had my hands outstretched except to the Creator, and I never sought a dollar from one who reminds others of his favors." In an authentic hadith, the Prophet said, "For you to leave rich those who inherit from you is better than leaving them poor, in which case they will have to ask of people." In another authentic hadith, the Prophet said, "The upper hand is better than the lower one." The meaning of this hadith is that the giver is better than the receiver. The one who knows them not thinks that they are rich because of their modesty. The following verse indicates that one should not be fulsome in praising people in order to receive financial assistance from them. Since Allah has guaranteed our sustenance, do they seek honor, power and glory with them? Verily then to Allah belongs all honor, power and glory. An Arab poet said, "I have no intention of kissing someone's hand. For me, cutting it off is better than that kiss. When one gives me a favor, he enslaves me, or if not, at least I feel ashamed. Do not cling to other than Allah. If Allah the Exalted is the one who brings to life, causes death, and if He alone provides for all creation, why fear people, or be distressed by their actions?" I think that in our society much grief and anxiety is caused by our attachment to people, in seeking to please them, trying to gain their favor, striving to praise the important ones among them, and feeling wounded by their disparaging treatment. And all of this indicates a weakness in one's belief in Allah. An Arab poet said, "Would that you were pleased when life is bitter, and would that you were contented when people are angry. If your love for Allah is true, then all else is insignificant, and all above the dirt is dirt. Doing those things that bring you peace." Enumerated some of the factors that bring about tranquility: Islamic monotheism, or worshipping Allah exclusively without associating any partners with Him in worship, and without associating any partners with Him in all qualities that belong to Him alone. The disbeliever and the one who associates partners with Allah the Almighty are for all effective purposes, dead or not alive. But whosoever turns away from my reminder neither believes in this Quran nor acts on its orders. Verily, for him is a life of hardship, and we shall raise him up blind on the day